Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is one of this week's new releases. It's Godkillers number 5 from AfterShock Comics. It's been a fairly interesting comic. So it's written and created by Sable. Maan House is the artist. Herman Cabrera is the colorist. Thomas Maurer is the letterer. So this wraps it up. We know that there was. I'm going to spoil the first 4 issues. This wraps up the series at issue number 5. So we have found out that there's a little bit more going on with these gods going around. Baba Yaga has been pulling strings. World leaders have been giving up their kids to Yaga, and she needs to be defeated. And then the person that the Godkillers thought they were going after is really kind of fighting with her. So, of course, they kind of have to come up with a plan to go take on Baba Yaga. So really some interesting stuff, and I think there's some fascinating, underlying thematic things with it. Especially when you get to the end and the whole comic wraps up, it does this really interesting wrap up of tying into some real world stuff and playing into real things that are going on, and I like that a lot, and I kind of wish that the comic did more of that as a whole. And I think that's kind of been my one knock of the comic overall, is it feels like it wants to do that at times and doesn't, and kind of dances around it a little bit, and they earlier issues they go to Syria and they're fighting ISIS and trying to protect the Kurds, but we weren't really friendly with the Kurds, and was not really friendly. We were throwing the Kurds under the bus at that point, so that was kind of weird, and it's odd like that. There was I think more potential in the comic than the actual comic delivered. But overall, if you just read it as kind of, this crack team going on and kicking the crap out of gods and just go with that, it's a perfectly fine, fun, 80s action film. If you just kind of take it on that surface level, I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's when I kind of dive a little bit deeper into the comic is where I think it falls apart for me a little bit. I like the concept. I like the potential of it. I just don't think it commits enough into some of its aspects. But the ending is entertaining. I mean, the ending's fun. Wraps things up nicely, as I said, the final couple pages where it really kind of, the cover-up happens, and that's not really a spoiler saying that, what that cover-up kind of, hints and all that, I like it. I kind of put a smile on my face and was like, okay, that's kind of smart. The art has been, I think, fantastic. I really kind of dig the art style for this. It fits the kind of military aspect and supernatural aspect, lots of blacks and the detail, the way they handle the detail, I think, is really cool. This is just this black ops team sort of thing that's running around jacking up gods and dealing with monsters and all that, and it just works really kind of well as this horror military style comic. I think that's kind of the best way of really describing the art style. So overall, if you've been reading the series this far, you'll probably dig it. I want to see more of it. I like the concept. I think there's some cool stuff that can be done with it, and I'd like to see where it all goes. Wraps up nicely, and there's a lot I like, and clearly there's some stuff I had some issues with, again, it's taken as the surface of an 80s action film. I think it does quite well. Go with that. So yeah, this is out in comic shops now. You can go get it. We got a link beneath this video where you can put in your zip code or tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage of that. By doing that, you help support our site, though, so thank you. And speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with this review copy. We appreciate it, and thank you for watching. Now, if you are into comics, if you're into AfterShock, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.